5, it is none other than the boss, Murray Cozy, to his outside. Driving the 22 car, a regular with us, and I forget the name of his hometown at the moment, but that is Rick Hamill driving a Millennium chassis. Inside row 2, a guy that raced way back when I did. Yes, I know, wooden wheels and all that, but Len Carlson is driving the 6C. He's a rookie in the Midwest Modified Division. To his outside, Shannon Spruill driving the 28. Inside row 3 is Darren Boychuk in the 30B out of Brandon. To his outside, the number 20 is Nick Audette. Inside row 4, another Brandon native, the 4H is Grant Hall. To his outside, a pair of 4s on row 4, Austin Hunter, the Kuwait Truck Service Oak Point Oil entry. Inside row 5, it's the double OD of David Delane, that's the 9th starting spot. And starting alongside of David, the number 93 in the 10th position, Keelan Cron, one of the drivers that's featured in our Revved Up magazine here at the track tonight. Inside row 6 is Christopher Leake in the 17 car, and to his outside, the 29, that is Big Chad. Inside row 7, the 88W is Cody Wall. He's a rookie in this class. To his outside, a guy, and I believe his second year in this division, the number 3 is Jason Somack. Inside row 8, the 84 is Justin Lee. To Justin's outside, the 4B is Brandon Rehill. Number 9, row number 9, the car X5 is Rob Gordon, and that car is for sale. To his outside, the number 12, the Canadiana Motor Hotel entry, and the Airport Motor Inn, number 12, Tony Casey. Inside row 10, the 19th starting spot goes to the number 95 of Ted Dole. And starting 20th in the Veert Landscaping, number 88, this is Paul Veert. We're going racing, the Castrol Midwest Modifieds. Austin Hunter on the move in the middle of the racetrack in the 44 car. Grant Hall on the move now in the red number 4. He gets up alongside Austin Hunter. They're 3 wide heading into turn number 3. Uh-oh. Ooh. Spruill almost off the top of the racetrack. Oh, look out, Len Carlson just about into the concrete in turn 4. Murray Cozy riding the rim around the high side. Channing Spruill, at 3rd spot, looking to change that, but here comes Boychuk in the yellow 30. Austin Hunter in the 44. He's currently in the 5th spot. Little ways back is the 4 of Grant Hall at 6, but your leaders on the front straightaway. And we have the 83 car spun on the turn 2. Well, oh, there's 2 cars over there. I only saw the 93. Keelan Cron in the 93, Tony Casey in the 12. We got the 88 stop down front. That's Cody Wall. He's a rookie, race street stocks. He's a rookie in the Midwest Modified division. Midwest Modified class is sponsored by Castrol. And if your farm needs a competitive edge, and if you're losing sleep at night because too much or too little moisture in your fields, either way, Precision Land Solutions can help you with surface and tile drainage or irrigation solutions to meet the water management needs of your farm. Less risk, higher profits, and competitive edge that will all help you sleep at night. At Precision Land Solutions, we don't want your business, we want your business to prosper. And if you've got bugs, rodents, wasps, call Poulins. They have the solution for expert pest control. Call the pros at Poulins. Remember, there is no fooling with Poulins. 233-2500. And if you haven't claimed your 50-50 ticket yet, I don't know where Nelson is right now, but their winning 50-50 number was 062437. You got the winner? No winner yet? Okay, so if you bought your ticket 062437, if that's your 50-50 ticket, you may have won a chunk of cash. And you can find Nelson right by the flag. Look at the flag stand, look up about 8 rows. That great big tall guy standing there next to Nelson. Oh, there he is, waving his hat. 062437. Well, the Tronson grain number 22. He started on the outside of the front row, and believe me, that's not a place you want him starting because he is tough. So Channing Spruill chooses the inside in the 28 car. To Channing's outside's the 55 of Murray Cozy, then it's the 20 of Boychuk. Outside of Boychuk is the 44 of Austin Hunter. And we're going back to green for Castro. Over there in turn 1. Oh, look out. Oh boy. That ain't good. I'm no mechanic, but that ain't good. Oh, get him out of there.
Big fire, big fire, big fire. What?
Rob Gordon is out of the car. Oh my goodness. The flaming fireball rolls down to the infield. These cars run a fuel cell, which is actually a plastic tank inside a sheet metal box, for easy description. And obviously, one or both has ruptured. Well, both have ruptured. The plastic liner inside the tin box, and they're usually encased with roll bar on 2 of 4 sides in most cases. But boy, that's a scary one. Rob, talk about guys that raced way back when I did. Len Carlson raced back then, and so did the guy that just jumped out the window of that X5. Rob Gordon raced a St. Vital Electric number 5 way back in the late 70s and early 80s. And, well, I think when he was 20, he'd have been out of that window a little quicker, but he still got out of there in time. Now, the Midwest Modifieds, as you could see by the color of the flames, they run gasoline. And oddly enough, some of these guys run oxygenated fuel. I don't know how many of you realize how much that is, but it comes in about 5-gallon pails, and it's about $8 a gallon, American money. And this is supposed to be the cheaper class to run, right? Midwest Modified, it's cheap to run. $8 a gallon for fuel. Now the next class, not the next class, the next class of modifieds that comes out burn ethanol, methanol alcohol, which is a renewable resource, and it's about, I can't do the math. About $4 a gallon. Only trouble is you use twice as much of it. That's why the cars that burn alcohol are often much cooler. All right, What's his name? Gary Paycheck, all right. He just won $670. Gary Paycheck, thank you all for buying 50-50 tickets. The purpose in that is to give one of you lucky fans a fistful of cash tonight at the races. And the other, of course, is to fatten up the point fund so these drivers keep coming back every week and get involved in those points races. And we want to make sure that the bigger the point fund, the more loyal these guys become. So thank you from the Drivers Point Fund to all of you that bought 50-50 tickets. My goodness, we've had that ambulance move twice tonight. That's about as many miles as we put on it all last year. Well, we have lots of push trucks. Now, they're not pushing anything, but we have lots of push trucks. Well, that X5 car, I saw a for sale sign on it earlier tonight, and I imagine the fire sale is on right now. I think probably the price is slipping quickly. I'm sure he's opened offers at this point. Like if you bought it right there where it sits, I'm sure it might be pretty cheap. Well, if you, let's not let pests move in with you this summer. For all your pest control needs, call the pros at Poulin's. Remember, there's no fooling with Poulin. 233-2500. Poulin's Exterminators. And Adventure Power Products is your lawn and garden headquarters. They're pleased to represent Cub Cadet, Steel, Branson Lawn and Garden Products. Whether you're looking for a lawnmower, chainsaw, snowblower, or even a compact tractor, they've got you covered. That is Adventure Power Products in Ile-des-Shane. And Castrol is a proud sponsor of Red River Co-op Speedway. They are passionate about racing and want to help you make your engine titanium strong. Try Castrol Edge, our strongest and most advanced range of engine oils yet. Visit them at castrol.ca or follow them on Facebook. Choose Castrol. It's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering. And Adventure Power Products, we got one more to do. Manitoba's #1 Kawasaki Power Sports dealer. Whether you're looking for an ATV, side-by-side, jet ski, or motorcycle, Adventure has the Kawasaki for you. And again, Trans-Tech Industries specializes in sales and installation of automatic and standard transmission, transfer case differentials, drive shafts and axles, and clutches. Find out all they have to offer. Find them online at transtechca.com. Once again, I want to remind you about the AIE Bell telephone stores here in Winnipeg, where you can get your favorite driver $50 just simply by getting a phone from AIE. And one of their 4 locations, Grant Park, shops at Winnipeg Square, Dominion Center, or by the Salisbury House at Pembina and Stafford. All you got to do is go in and get a cellular phone and tell them which driver you want the $50 to go to. You got to do it at any one of these 4 stores now. Remember, they're at Grant Park Mall, shops at Winnipeg Square, Dominion Center, and Pembina Highway by the Salisbury House at Pembina and Stafford. So send your favorite driver $50, kind of pennies from heaven, and you get the best deal on cell phones. I was hearing a little bit about it the other day, and I could not believe there's a lot of carriers don't no longer offer all you can call or text or data and all that, but you go see the folks there at AIE. Bell stores. 4 locations conveniently located around Winnipeg, and they will send your favorite driver $50 and save you some money. What a deal that is. Not enough people spend enough money. You ask a driver if he needs some money, they all need it. So next week, we want you to be sure and wear your football jersey for your chance to win cool prizes. And you may be able to wave the green flag at the start of one of our races. Next week, bringing you the races program is Superior Asphalt, Miller Race Engines, and Children's Rehabilitation Center. Once again, wear your football jersey, and you'll get a chance to win cool prizes, including waving the green flag and some hardware as well. Okay. Don't forget those Trans-Tech Monster Truck shirts are available at the Shirt Shack, and net proceeds from them go to Rossbrook House to help children who do not want to be alone. They should never have to be alone. Rossbrook House is a safe place for children and youth living in the inner city of Winnipeg to belong, play, learn, and become. I haven't heard anything on the radio yet as to what's going on there, but well, the ambulance just trying to freak us out here. We thought they were leaving for a minute, but turned out they just wanted to turn around someplace. So we have our push trucks in position. For those of you that aren't aware, these cars need to weigh, I believe it's 2650, and they can run two types of transmissions, an automatic or a Burt transmission. These cars have a 360 cubic inch limit, and they run a 2-barrel carburetor. So when you think they run headers and a 2-barrel carb, they get going for a 2-barrel engine. The rules are you have to run a stock Holley 4412, and of course that's what they do when they tech these cars, is they make sure that nobody's monkeyed around with the carburetors or the cylinder heads or anything like that to gain any unfair performance advantage. And then another one that was going around years ago, I haven't heard much of it lately, it was a gold track, they were called. It went in the rear end. So these cars should have locked rear ends. So that's why when you hear drivers talk about stagger, they're trying to get the outside and the inside wheel to turn at exactly the same speed. Less stagger is good on dry slick, some more you might need on sticky stuff. But there is a gold track or other brands, so when you put it in your rear end, it allows, when you're off the gas, it allows each wheel to independently freewheel, which is a big advantage. You don't need to worry about stagger. And I don't know if they're checking for that this year or not. I know that it was a big deal a few years back. There was thought that a lot of the fellas were using them. It was quite an advantage, but as the technology, the guys that build those things still send all those cheat stuff. They send the cheat sheets to all the racetracks, and they know what to watch. So I'll tell you, you know you got a long yellow flag break when I'm caught up on all my advertisements. And I am. So I'm not sure if we got a lap in today or not. Do we have one lap in, 2 laps in, any laps in? I'm talking to myself. So we have 4 laps in, 11 to go. This happened on the restart. Okay, I'll take your word for it. What are we doing there? Waiting for all the fuel to burn off or what? I see. Okay, all right. I knew there was a reason for it. So they're waiting for the rest of the fuel to run out so they don't have a trail of fire all the way into the pit area. So now the guy that drew the shortest straw will throw a match on that gas, and we'll get going here in just a minute or two. What a subtle hint, huh? The Dr. Hook, what is it called again, Carolyn? Oh boy, the Dr. Hook Emergency Roadside Service Clean Team, keeping the place spotless. Those are the people running around in the purple shirts, or some are lounging about eating candy, but some are out Some are out picking up trash and keeping the place tidy, and we'd like to thank Dr. Hook, Emergency Roadside Assistance Clean Team, for helping keep the place tidy. Don't forget, next week, the Street Stocks, Modifieds, Late Models, Super Trucks, and Pure Stocks are here with us at Red River Co-op Speedway. And for those of you that don't understand the flags, they're in the inside front cover. And the gates now, with this traffic mess we have out here, that any of you that were with us last week realize that is a pain in the butt. So please, when you're on your way out, take an extra minute to get across that road, because it is a mess for drivers coming north and south, and we don't want anyone to get hurt or getting involved in anything out there. So please take an extra moment on your way out. Make sure you're good. Don't forget, the Big Al Delane race is August 6th and 7th right here, and the next special event is July 2nd. The NLRA is here. The S&S Transport NLRA late models are in town. That's July 2nd. The 10th and 11th is Monster X Monster Truck, July 10th and 11th. Then the Delane race is 6th and 7th. And for those of you that don't know who Al Delane is, now that we've got a minute, I'm going to tell you. Years ago, the Point Fund vaporized out here at the Speedway, and Al Delane had his nose out of joint like everyone else did, except Al did something about it. Al took over the Point Fund, and that is when things really started to pick up. He hosted a Spring Sizzler at either Wise Guys or the St. Knob or what different places, and raised money with that. They held the awards banquet, raised money with that. And the 50-50 draw, we were having trouble finding sellers. He got the Snow Stompers to sell the tickets every week and turned it into a going concern, so much so that we went from a 0 point fund in 1 year to $20,000 the next. And the drivers were pretty tickled to be able to get their share of 20 grand. So we honor Al Delane, who we lost a few years back. We honor Al Delane with the Big Al Delane race this year, August 6th and 7th. And boy, I'll tell you, it brings the hot shots of modified racing to town. You want to be here for that one. Oddly enough, or not oddly enough, but kind of ironically, his son Rick won that race last year. And boy, I know there's no one that race meant more to. And his brother won the Pure Stock race, I believe. So it was a good night for Delanes all the way around, and that's why we honor Al Delane. He, a lot of guys talk about it, but they don't do it. Big Al did it. August 6th and 7th is the Al Delane Memorial. Do you need a cell phone? No, I don't, but AIE sure does. They got lots of, you know that you're out of your phone contract right now, don't you? Yes? Yeah, you can go and renew anywhere. Go to AIE, it still works, but. All right, thank you very much. So we're told from turn 1 and 2 that both drivers are okay, except Brandon Rehill's going for an x-ray on his wrist. Well, we don't want anyone walking around the pit area limp-wristed. All right. I think we're just about ready to go, and the white spot marks the start-finish line. Oh, now you're back. See, they wanted to burn the fire off. Now grab your wiener and get over there. You can see now the black that's coming up off that gas, that's how good gas is. The black doesn't burn. It's just waste. If that was an alcohol fire, you would see almost no flame, but certainly no smoke.
Slightly blue.
Oh, blue.
That's actually the danger of alcohol fires. You
Right.
kind of get down low and look for them along the track, because that's the only place you can see them slightly. And
they are hard to see. There's no trouble seeing that one. Boy, that's rare. I mean, we don't have fires out here too often, thankfully, but our fire crew on the job tonight, once again, that's great. We don't like to need them, but we got them when we do.
Well, Pat, of course, Austin Riley here at Red River Co-op Speedway here tonight, and we'd like to welcome him. Of course, Austin Riley is a 3-time karting champion and an inspirational champion. Austin has traveled all over North America racing at various different tracks, proving to be one of the fastest and most gifted drivers you can find. This would seem like your normal racing story, but Austin has autism and struggles with most day-to-day tasks. His success behind the wheel has made him an inspiration to many. We'd like to thank Austin for coming out to Red River Co-op Speedway. We hope you're enjoying the races so far here tonight. And of course, your ride in the 2-seater, Austin Riley will compete this weekend at Gimli Motorsports Park with the Manitoba Karting Association before heading home to Ontario. This is the conclusion of his tour here this weekend.
Look at this. Now, you know, it's got to be obvious for me to pick up on it, but look at that. We have 4 illuminated signs right there.
Yeah, pretty cool, aren't they? Brand new.
Are they ever?
Yep.
Were they here last week?
They weren't.
Oh, good, because I was really worried I was losing my memory. What's your name again? Oh, that's pretty slick.
Already,
so
geez.
I always wondered how they could get more money for a front straightaway sign. Now I see it.
There you go. Pretty sharp.
It is sharp. I noticed we don't have enough hydro up here to make toast, but they sure look nice from down here, from over there.
So any racing for you this weekend going on?
Grand Forks on Friday night, that's tomorrow, and then the NLRA is in Jamestown on Saturday night. So that should be, NLRA went to Alexandria for 2 shows and 1 rained out.
Right.
And this is the second trip, so it'll be Thursday here, Friday in Grand Forks, Saturday at Jamestown, and then back. And then, yeah, we're back here next week, and yeah, same thing, repeat. Just hit the repeat button.
Well, looking at our 2015 schedule, Pat, July 2nd, we have an NLRA special right here at Red River Co-op Speedway. And then, of course, how about that Can-Am Challenge? That was a lot of fun last year.
Yeah, it
the
was.
Canadians versus the Americans.
And you know, last Friday, as a matter of fact, it's funny you bring that up. Last Friday, we were visiting with some of the drivers in Grand Forks, and Brad was giving them all a hard time because there wasn't enough representatives from the U.S. team. So he was already working on them because he didn't want to get beat by the Canadians again. He said, you guys, we need to go up there in numbers. So I'm thinking it's going to be even better than it was last year.
Well, of course, what is it, next Friday? Not tomorrow, but next Friday the 19th, World of Outlaws. Looking forward to
Yes.
that. Ooh, I got my tickets.
World of Outlaw Sprint Cars at River City Speedway.
Yeah, that's a
There's
great
only
show.
one word to describe that, and that's wow.
Or whirlwind.
Yeah,
Is that
unbelievable.
one word or 2?
That'd be 2 words, but
Whirlwind.
whirlwind. In any case, wow is 1 word, and that is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it is fantastic. No doubt about that. Wow.
Oh, yeah. See, now he just comes strolling through here every now and then with a little bit of wisdom. Our competition director, he too is sick of watching this happen, so he come over here to give us a little fodder. Give us a little elbow, make us up a little bit. Look at that.
What did he say?
Oh, I'm not saying that.
No.
now. We got a black cloud hanging over the pit area. Boy, there's not much wind tonight, huh? Yeah, don't count on it. So we talked about these cars a little bit. So some of them are allowed to run a Burt, and you can run an automatic if you like.
Right.
2-barrel carburetor, headers, no porting or polishing in the cylinder head, and no jerking around with the carburetor either. And that's the spot check. We have our tech guys in the pit area every night, and they just walk up to a car and start checking stuff. And might make sure that you never know, because you know they talk about they used to tech the top 3 all the time.
Right.
And they said, well, the top 3 guys likely aren't cheating because they're always in the tech shed. Check from 4th to 10th.
Absolutely. The guy's trying to get to the front.
Right. So, and you know, that's so funny because a lot of guys will say, well, he's got to be cheating. Well, how come? Well, because I'm cheating and I can't catch him. All right, so we got to run these cars through this for 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll be
Back to racing action.
yeah,
there.
yeah. We'll be right back to it.
Well, it's nice to have Transtech with us here tonight. John Bracketier and the folks from Transtech Industries doing a great job. One of Canada's leading rebuilders of transmissions, differentials, they got their stuff in order.
They sure do. I got first-hand experience with the guys over there at TransTech, and they did a great job. I particularly like their t-shirt thing. Buy a t-shirt tonight.
Right.
And net proceeds go to help Ross Brookhouse. And boy, I'll tell you, there's many good causes, and it's nice to see TransTech take up one of them and get on the bandwagon and make a difference. All right, we're almost ready to go. Uh-oh, we got the hood up on one of our push trucks. Look at that over there in turn 2. The blue Jeep that we bought it today. I guess the warranty's up already. Uh-oh. I was telling you that someone stole that wreck of a Jeep we had here before. This one has working air conditioning. Can you believe it? We'll never be able to talk to those guys in that thing now. All right, Ricky Hamill will bring him to the green on the restart. The Castrol Midwest Modifieds lined up and ready to go. We had 4 laps down. We have 11 to go. And Hamill was long gone in the 22. Let's check it out. Look at Austin Hunter in the 44 car in turns 3 and 4, working on the inside of Murray Cozy's 55. Ricky Hamill is long gone, but Channing Spruill at second spot. Austin Hunter at third in the Keewatin Truck Service number 44. Here comes Grant Hall in the number 4. Grant Hall started 7th, and he's up to 4th right now. Boychuk on the move as well in the 30. Uh-oh, that's Channing's, no it's not. Keelan Cron up there, 93 car. That's her second one, and she's gone to the pit area. All right. So we realign them once again, and we'll get them lined up and go the final bit of distance here. Yeah, those signs look great. Really, really good. I'm really. Now, is it Sinex that made those signs? They sure look sharp. Oh, yes, sir. Official sign supplier, sinex.ca. Those are great. Okay, so well, they should be more than the other ones, but I don't know how much they are. I just know that the lit signs are more than the non-lit signs. And boy, they look good. So Austin Hunter is on the inside. Now, Channing Sproul chose the high side. 7 laps to go, so we're about as close to halfway as you can get in a 15-lap race. 8 down, 7 to go. Has anybody got enough to catch Ricky Hamill? Let's find out. Oh. All right, we're ready to go next time by. 7 laps to go still. I want to take a minute and say hi to a good buddy of mine. I haven't seen Ted in years. Ted Van de Heuvel at the racetrack tonight. I want to say hi to Ted and his wife and welcome them to Red River Co-op Speedway. Let's go back to green for Castro. Oh, we got a crash on the front straightaway. Uh-oh, yellow flag. Jason Somack in the 3. Len Carlson in the 6. Brings out the yellow flag. Okay, so we got the hook coming out for Len Carlson. You know, back in the day when Len Carlson raced, back in the day, I believe he ran a Ford. I think the last car he raced out here was a Ford late model. And I'm wondering if he's got a Ford in that 6 car. He'd be the only one here tonight that runs a Ford. There's a couple of guys that race Grand Forks regularly and come up here the odd time that do run Ford motors, 302s, and they work real good. All right, they got it off the ground. Now just tell them to follow you and we'll be good. All right, we slowly get him off here. Oh boy, Carlson's got front end trouble and some door body work to do on the door as well. And we got the Jeep following along just in case, you know, the Ford tow truck can't cut it. We got to have a Dodge close by. That's actually kind of a sharp looking Jeep for the job. Well, we're getting ready to rumble here with the Midwest Modifieds. How many of you out there are hoping for the number 4 of Grant Hall to come up and win it? How about hoping for the number 44 of Austin Hunter? How many think 22 is going to hang on and win it? Yeah, I think you're right. Austin Hunter at the bottom of the 44, but Channing Sproul with a little better run off of turn 2. They're side by side into turn 3, and Austin Hunter with the advantage at this point. He is now second. Wow. Ricky Hamill is checking out on the field here. Wow. Great race for second, third, and fourth place here. Half a straightaway Ricky Hamill has on Austin Hunter's 44. Oh, we got our third place car off the racetrack. Channing Sproul at the top of turn 1. That is the white number 28 sitting up on top of turn number 1 and 2. So now there is no time left on the clock. So we'll go to green, white checkered as time has expired on the clock. What a tough break for Channing Sproul, running a tough top 3. Doing a great job, but that's just a bit much. It's just that simple. When the track's a little bit dry where you're running, you spin those wheels for just a split second. You can have the back end wants to catch the front end. That's the problem. That's what they call loose. All right, we got to line them up as they crossed the start-finish line last time. So we should have 2 to go, green, white, checkered. That's 3, I guess. Green, white, check. Oh, well, whatever, depends how you count it. In any case, Ricky Hamill has been untouchable. He is tough last year at every visit as well. We start our cars by point invert, so not invert, but point average. And we invert, so the guy with the best point average was Austin Hunter. He started 8th tonight. The guy with the second best point average was Grant Hall in the 4. He started 7th, and he's 3rd at the moment. So your 7th and 8th place starters are up to 2nd and 3rd with just a couple of laps to go now. And Ricky Hamill, he knows he's got hot company on his back bumper, and we're going back to green for Trans-Tech Industries. Hunter tries the bottom, and the 22 of Hamill tries the top, and the top was working. Now Austin Hunter goes to the high side, as this time the white flag will fly, indicating to the drivers there is 1 lap to go. 1 to go. Boychuk on the bottom in the yellow 30. He's looking to close in, but unable to get there at this point. Austin Hunter second in the 44. Your leader led from the opening lap. How about a big hand for your winner, Rick Hamill, the 22. Getting second spot, the Oak Point Oil, Keewatin Truck Service number 44, Austin Hunter. 3rd goes to Grant Hall. 4th rather to Darren Boychuk. And rounding out the top 5, the 55 of Murray Cozy. Murray Cozy rounding out the top 5. Well, we're going to get our winner. Rick Hamill down front here in just a moment. And we'll have, I believe, our trophy girls are from Rossbrook House, I think. I'm not sure. No one's, yes? Yes, no? Maybe so. Lightning sprints in staging. And boy, that Ricky Hamill's got it figured out. Now, he uses a Millennium chassis built by Dustin and Brian Strand in Grand Forks. The second place car, Austin Hunter, he too runs a Millennium car built in Grand Forks by the Strand family. If you're thinking about modified racing, that would be a great place to start because, man, they get it done with those Millennium cars. Number 22, the Tronson Grain number 22 brings it down to the winner's circle. The official track photographer of Red River Co-op Speedway, Tim Johnson, makes his way over to get the photos. And we'll get Rick unbuckled and out of the race car and get him up top here. Have a little talk with Darren. And
I may have 9.
that's a tough thing to do, to win as many races here as he does. One of these days, Austin's going to get him on a regular basis, but right now, he's the king of the hill tonight. Well, he sponsored by Tronson Grain, the 22 car, cooling it down a little bit. Darren, we're going to go down to you right now, and you can catch some of the sponsors on that race car and get ready for his exit from the car.
Thanks very much, Pat Mooney. The 22 car taking the big feature win, sponsored by Tronson Grain. And of course, this driver out of North Dakota, Lakota, North Dakota, in fact, and he is last year's points champion here at Red River Co-op Speedway and picking up the win here tonight. So a big win for this driver. Very, very smooth. There he is, Ricky Hamill. We're going to get him down to the victory lane stage for a quick interview and send him back to North Dakota. Likely will be racing at River City Speedway tomorrow night in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Congratulations on yet another win. Great drive, that car looking awful smooth, especially at the top of that racetrack. You found something there.
Yeah, we had her dialed in. We knew that was where the most traction on the track was, so we just put it in there and let it happen.
All right, you are the reigning champion here, points champion for the Midwest Modified Division. Any predictions for this year?
I'm not quite sure. We're not really running for points. It's a long drive up here, so if it rains, we might just stay home and let someone else win. So.
There you go. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Ricky Hamill, your winner in the Midwest Modified Division.
Thank you, Darren. Congratulations to Rick Hamill. He's going to get his picture taken. Who's taking the pictures? Where'd Tim Johnson go? Aha. All right, we're about set to go. We'll get a couple more photos down there, and Rick Hamill will get back to the pit area. Now, we go to lightning sprints.